Hey folks, welcome to the EatWild Kitchen in Secret Cove. I'm joined here with my good friend Jody Peck and Wild Chef. So this is the ultimate thing to cook for somebody who's just not sure about venison or moose meat. If you're trying to bring somebody along that you want them to have a great experience with game meat, this is the recipe to follow. And what are we going to do with this?
We're going to take all of the guesswork out of making a perfect steak or perfect roast by reverse searing in this case, a moose tenderloin.
So the key to cooking game meat is that if you get past 135 degrees in internal temperature, it starts to move towards being a well done piece of meat.
What we're doing with the reverse sear is we're keeping it very low and slow until we reach our ideal temperature. We're pulling it from the oven and then we're searing it hot after just to get that beautiful crust, because that has a delicious flavor as well as it looks amazing. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pull your piece of meat, your large muscle, out of the fridge.
So you've left this out to bring it to room temperature.
Yeah, it's been out for about an hour, and as soon as I pulled it from the fridge, I sprinkled it generously with salt. I prefer to use just a nice sea salt seasoning, and I season it generously on all sides of your meat. Now you can see that this piece of meat is nicely trimmed, but say you're like me and you've finished butchering your moose, which is a large job, and maybe you've gotten lazy at the end of your butchering and there's still some trim. Make sure you trim any of those bits off that you don't want in your finished steak.
Yeah, because any of that like silver skin or sinew, fat that's on there is actually not going to help make this the most amazing steak or roast.
Pepper and red meat go perfect. It's nice to just rub it with a little bit of oil, and we're going to reverse sear it in this cast iron frying pan. We're going to put it in a slow oven at 275. As long as you're under 300 degrees Fahrenheit, you're still getting a really slow and low cook. So we're going to put this in, and with a meat thermometer, a probe thermometer, inserted into the thickest part of the muscle.
So this unit here, I've got my temperature here set to 120. That's our target temperature. We're going to insert this right into the center. The good thing about this particular thermometer is that we can use it in the oven, and we can just watch the heat come up.
All right, into the oven it goes.
All right, so we had this thing in the oven for how long?
About 20 to 25 minutes. At 120 we pulled it, and there's been a little bit of carryover heat, so it's going to go to about between 126 and 132. Well, I mean, one thing you might want to do is just do the finger test, and you can feel that it's still really nice and juicy and rare, which is perfect because we're about to do a hard sear, and that's going to make it look beautiful. I have a pan on the stove getting hot.
It's smoking hot.
So we've done a hard sear, and it looks beautiful. It always tastes better with more butter. But this is the really important step. We're going to let this rest. We're going to let this rest for 10 minutes. The best way to cut and serve this, in my opinion, is to cut it, thin slice it, more like a roast, but it still has the beautiful look of a steak.
And it looks pretty. And again, if we're trying to serve this to folks who haven't had a lot of experience with game meat, we really want to make sure that experience is without barriers. And one is like chewiness or gaminess are the things that are going to be off-putting. And in this case, it's going to be lovely.
I guarantee
amazingness.
Yeah, with this piece of meat, there will be zero gaminess and no chewiness whatsoever. This is going to be a perfect experience.
A bit of bread, we can sop this up.
Well, you can also just make that into a pan sauce.
Okay, let's get on with the rest of dinner.
And we're just going to see what's going to happen here. I'm slicing nice and thin, and we can see that this is just lovely, medium rare, juicy.
So this is neat. So you can really see that sear is the little bit of brown on the outside, and it's edge to edge, like perfect medium rare. And you can just see the moisture holding in the meat tissue there. It's really beautiful. Let's just double check this.
Yeah, it's really. This is a very important step. Is it going to be okay?
It'll be okay.
Okay.
Well, that looks nice.
Thank you. Okay.
Maybe a little sauce or something?
Yeah, let's give it a little pan sauce. We did a little pan dripping sauce.
That's nice.
So you know it's a good meal when you can be generous with your moose tenders.
Can you trust me to do this?
Barely. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, this is going to be great.
Okay, well, we're going to enjoy this meal. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, we're going to try and do more of these like how to cook videos with EatWild going forward. We're doing lots of other fun stuff. You want to join us in real life. We do cooking workshops together. We do butchering workshops, lots of fun stuff. So come find us, eatwild.ca, lots of cool stuff there, and check us out on the podcast. Okay, let's get eating.
Sounds good. Gratuitous.
Good ride. Good moose. Living rich.
Yum, let's eat.
Okay. Thanks, guys.